lot of people think that I'm a fuckboy just because I look and act like one. And it bothers me because I'm not. I'm really trying my best not to be. You gotta understand, a fuckboy, they pretend to be nice to get into your pants, and then in the morning they're gone. I like to think of myself as a dream boy, because I'm not pretending to be nice. I genuinely am. And I want to get into your pants. And like a dream, I'll be gone in the morning. And here's the thing, it's like, whether or not you decide to sleep with me won't change whether or not I'm being nice to you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just a friendly whore. Like, it's not so much that I'm just trying to do things to just have sex. And don't get me wrong, I love sex. Sex is fantastic, it's amazing, but people just assume that all I want to do is just fucking disrespect women. And I just don't. I don't even feel comfortable putting my hands near a woman's head if she's doing the pleasure of putting my penis in her mouth. It's like, I feel a bit awkward, so I'm just like, I end up braiding their hair. Here's the thing, so I know it sounds like I'm harping on this a lot, but I've heard this a few. I went on a date with a girl once, and I brought flowers, and apparently between the time that I asked her out and to the time that I actually saw her, she'd heard a rumor about the kind of person that I was and how promiscuous I was. So when I had the flowers, I gave them to her, and her response was, "What? I'm just supposed to spread my legs now?" And I was just like, "I thought you'd use a vase." My name is Ira Sylvester. As you may be able to tell from my accent, I'm not Danish. I am in fact a refugee. I came here from the sinking ship that is the UK. You might be saying to yourself, Ira, you sound English. And by God, do you carry yourself with the confidence of a colonizer. But there's something about you that suggests that maybe you have another heritage. And you'd be right. My mum was born in London, but her family actually comes from Ireland. Which is what you're seeing here. My dad was also born in London, but his family comes from the west of Great Britain in a small place called Jamaica. So I'm English, I'm Irish, I'm Jamaican, and I'm trying my best to become Danish. You know, I'm trying to do everything that the Danes do. I've gone cold water swimming, I've gone foraging, I've started smoking again. I have killed every mink I can find. And now I've even got mobile pay. Now you might assume that as a child of an immigrant family, being British and living in the EU, that I was vote remain in the whole Brexit type of thing. And you would be wrong. I was vote leave, partially because I just thought it was funny. Partially, it was because I don't really like British people. I really don't. So, like, you got to understand, I've already got residency here. So what I wanted, I was vote leave, so we could put a hard border around England and keep all the Brits in. You know what I mean? Have you ever seen a British person on holiday? Like when you're like in Malaga and they're like drunk at 2 p.m, falling asleep in a slice of pizza? And we want that in this country? No. We need to build a border, we need to build a wall, we need to keep those immigrants in. There are enough British people here. I went on holiday not too long ago with my ex-girlfriend's family, and the girlfriend. She had already broken up with me. Fantastic, right? She didn't tell the family either, which was great because I had to keep it to myself. I did keep getting little things like, Ira, you know, if you break up with Ingrid, we're going to sue you. I'm like, you're going to sue her too, bitch? Fucking hell. And here's the thing, is like when we went on this holiday, it was in this really, really luxury villa in the Dominican Republic. Now, here's the thing. I don't come from a very rich background. And my girlfriend's family is not the richest, but if this was a couple hundred years ago, they probably owned me. And the thing is that like it was really weird because obviously being Norwegian and Danish, they were very, very white, and the people who were working in the building, what do you call them, servants, waiters, house niggers. Nigger sounds weird when I say it, doesn't it? I think it's my accent. I'm not sure if it works too well or if it doesn't work well enough. But either way, the problem was is that these people in the house, and I guess it's a villa, not a plantation. So house niggers isn't the right word, and there were a lot of gardeners. Anyway, the people looked like me who worked there, and my girlfriend's family was very white, so that meant that people weren't paying attention. People kept handing me plates, which was really, really annoying, because I had to turn around at that awkward kind of moment, was like, I don't work here. And also I am very British, so like once or twice I did end up just going in the kitchen and just doing the dishes. You know what the weirdest bit as well is that I'm not comfortable with people doing stuff for me. So like on the first day that we were there, I remember I asked the guy Santiago, who's like the head of staff, the head servant, whatever. And I was like, oh, sorry mate, where's the kitchen? And he gave me this look like, like he looked at me like I'd thrown a cat into a ceiling fan. Like it was, he looked at me the same way my mother did when I told her that I was giving up my psychology career to become a comedian. He looked offended. He looked really, really offended is what I'm trying to say. And I asked him, I was just like, oh yeah, I was like, where's the kitchen? He was just like, no! Why do you want the kitchen? I was just like, I want a beer, please. And he was just like, no! I will get you the beer. And the look he gave me made me feel like, I don't want you giving me the beer. But it was strange because like, well, he went and did it. I don't really remember much of what else happened that evening. But by the next day, the awkwardness had very, very much gone away. I was more like, hey, Santiago, come over here, I've got a question for you. Bring me my fucking mojito! Not so much question as it is just violence. So I'm single again. And I'm not enjoying it. I mean, it's not going that badly. I do keep getting pepper sprayed. But the thing is that, so I'm back to dating. I'm back on like Tinder and all that lot. Is anyone who here has got Tinder? No one? Yeah? Some people? I'm going to see a couple of people putting their hands up. The rest of you have self-respect. Thing is, I was talking like, so I've got a friend who, she's Romanian, right? She just moved back to Romania. I was talking to her, just checking up on her, because she used to live in the Ukraine. And I was just making sure that everything's fine. And I was telling her about like my whole, like, I'm back on Tinder, and she was just like, oh boy, do I have a story for you. And I was just like, oh, what's this? And she goes, some of her friends are still back in the Ukraine, and some of them are in the military, and some of them have been matching with Russian soldiers on Tinder. What a weird place to be getting your military intel. Can you imagine just talking to your sergeant being like, Sergeant, I think the Russians are advancing. Because what makes you say this? Because this guy, Mikhail, 27, likes long walks on the beach and is down to fuck. Just moved from 10 kilometers away to 2 kilometers away. And here's the thing, like, if Tinder is an issue in that war, I imagine Grindr is much worse. And I know that they say there are no gays in Russia, but there are because I've sucked them. Here's the thing, it's just like Tinder gives you like a rough estimate of like where someone is. It's like, oh, it's like 2, 3, 4 kilometers and all that lot. Grindr tells you they're there. It didn't mean to point at you. I've just got this image in my head of this like Russian troop running around being like, how do these Ukrainians keep working out our position? And there's one guy at the back being like, I don't know! Guys, I think that's been my time. So I just want to say thank you very much. You've been a wonderful audience. If anyone's on Instagram, please give me a follow.